thank you again for tuning into another episode of Shoot the Ish, episode 6. But I guess at this point I realized after a while I ain't gonna be saying that no more. You'll see it on the YouTube page. But again, I'd like to start by saying, again, thank you for all those who are actually tuning in, watching the show. I hope I'm giving you some sort of entertainment. But let me start by saying happy Black History Month. And I'll just like to touch on something before we get started, because I got a couple of things I definitely want to talk about. But I want to talk about the Gucci thing again. I know I talked about it on the last episode, but, you know, it was a lot of things I didn't know the details was. It was like, I'm starting to realize it said something about it was just a ban for 3 months. And I'm like, 3 months? So then it's like all bets are off, because it was like I seen the article that they said about what Floyd Mayweather wrote in response to it, and the fact that he was wearing it and shit like that. But to me, if you're only doing it for 3 months, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing it at all for? You know, it really technically don't make sense. So basically, I think people are saying, well, you know, they're going to put Dapper Dan in. They're going to, hire more black people to represent. That's not the fucking point. The point is that they blatantly put it out. You don't need to hire more people to say, hey, oh, we're sorry. We just didn't know what it was. That's the point. And it seemed like everybody missing that point. And you know what? And again, let's just keep it real. I'm good. Like, we'll talk about Gucci, but it was Gucci, it was Prada, it was Montclair. Montclair was the jacket that they had that had the black face on it. So when it's all said and done, it's almost like we always missing a point. You know what I'm saying? And it's just sad, but it makes me think about things historically that actually happened. And look, it's justifiable. It's easy to understand why we do the things that we do. It makes perfect sense. It's just a common sense theory. It's almost like if somebody told you all your life you can't have something, right? 9 times out of 10 you're gonna want it. And when you think about, you know, we as a people, now I do have to say this, because I've had conversations where you were told, oh my God, you guys always talk about some black this, some black that. And 9 times out of 10, they come from black folks, all right? A white person or a person, usually from other ethnicities, they won't say that, but it's usually more or less coming from us. And it's like they did a job on us. And when, I think I probably mentioned in another episode, that if you don't understand how deep slavery was, it was more of a mental situation, a mental thing that actually happened, because we still carry around a last name that's based on property. If you don't really understand how deep that is, our last names are based on a property. We were property of a slave master. So reality, and we still carry it from generation to generation. When I died and the next person died and the next person, it's still carried on. But we're carrying on a tag. That's the same tag that if you owned a farm and you had a fucking cow on the farm and the cows were to get lost, you already stamped them or you already tagged them. So if that cow get lost 9 times out of 10, they knew that that cow belonged to that farm. And that was the same way as slaves. So when you look at, when we get money, we want to buy the higher, the better things, or which they told us was the better things. When you were a slave, you were told what you couldn't have. When segregation happened, they told you what schools you couldn't go to, what water fountains you couldn't drink from, what food, restaurants you couldn't eat, what hotels you couldn't be. So all your life you were given restrictions of what you could or cannot do. And let's not forget, you think it doesn't happen now? We still understand what states we can't move to, what neighborhoods we can't go to. Nobody has to tell us, but it's just the facts. We know, we can sit here and say that, oh no, we can do whatever we want. all you got to do is look at the news, look at the climate in which we live, and please don't say that Trump separated us. Let's be honest. The only thing that Trump did, or this just political climate did, was just let motherfuckers be who they really wanted to be. So I'd rather see the person for what you are, because let's be honest, people thought police brutality didn't exist until social media actually came into existence. Wait, it just happened once we got cell phones? Hell no, it's been happening. It's just that we can see it more. And now that we see it, does it really change does it really change anything or the narrative? No, it's still the same shit. So when you think about why we always want to gain the acceptance of other people, or when we say, well, they don't see us this way, they don't understand, why should they? Think about it. What is the benefit for somebody understanding your plight or your struggle? So they can be like, damn, I feel sorry. So basically, is that what we're looking for? Somebody to feel sorry for us? We can't do that. That shit is old. That shit is played out. At the end of the day, it's played out. I mean, to me, I feel like you gotta know where you come from in order to actually move ahead. And we say that over and over, same redundant shit over and over and over. We don't put our money where our mouths are. But the reality is, like, I know people have said, and I've talked about this even outside of work, and when I talked about it, people would say, well, if I don't spend it there, I'm still going to give it to somebody else. If I spend it there, I'm good. Look, I feel you. And look, it's easy for me to say, don't do this, don't do that. Only thing, I will never say that. Only thing I can tell you is just more or less look at things a certain way. And like I told you on the last episode, we're so used to getting smacked that we're immune to it. We're so used to being disrespected, we're immune to it. Stand for something, At the end of the day, you literally have to stand for something. And you know what? And then I thought about it. I was like, if we keep it real with each other, right? Why do we buy the most expensive shit? Look, I got a nice car, but the only thing I do is drive it back and forth to work. I go home, I go to work, go home, go to work. And then if I'm going somewhere nice, I'm leaving my home to the airport, drop it off, and then go somewhere else and get on the plane. So when it's all said and done, we do things and this is just keeping it real with ourselves. We do things to impress those who don't have, so we can feel better about ourselves. Think about that. We do things to show those who don't have that we're doing better than them. I want to look fly. I want to wear this because I know they don't have it. Because shit, if we always wearing the same damn thing, we ain't gonna like it. We're like, oh my God, they got that shit on too. And I think to a certain point, it was a movie called The Green Book. It was about, it was a book based upon when they were traveling. It shows you all black-owned hotels, everything black-owned when you were traveling. I think we do need to do things like that. We have to not feel like, it's almost like a lot of times when we buy from each other, it's almost like to a certain point you feel like, what he gonna do with that money? Oh, he got a white wife, I ain't supporting him. He Uncle Tom, I ain't gonna do this. Oh, that nigga, I ain't giving him no money. He gonna just take it and do this. He gonna just take it and do that. Who gives a fuck? Like, let's be honest, who cares? Because again, when it's us, we're already assuming, like, nah, that crab in a barrel type shit. But again, we always good to make sure the other person is always doing good. Like, as long as I can't see the person, as long as I'm not able to be able to, I should say, as long as I'm not close to the person, be able to say like, yo, he doing good. I ain't gonna support him because he gonna be doing better than me. Who cares? The bottom line is, you have to do it somehow. Gucci became a brand over years. We have to actually create something that we are doing something for years, because it seems like, I'm not gonna lie, it seems like everything that we have, we don't support it. There are black banks. There's barely any black supermarkets, but there's black clothing. But it's like we gotta search. But in order for it to be more common, we gotta support it. You can't look for everybody else to support anything that you want to do. Look, I have a YouTube channel, right? I know more than 28 people by a long shot. But I only have 28 subscribers. Now, I do my job, but again, it's like, no matter what, and especially on the fact that I know how this is, I support everybody thing. If you're doing it, I support it. I look, I pay attention, because at the end of the day, anything that you do to build yourself is like each one teach one. And I'll be honest with you, by doing this, and other people say they want to get into it, I have no problem with even telling them, like, this, and I'm still learning myself. But it just goes back into the whole concept again, like when I said the Gucci, the Prada, the Montclair. You got to be able to understand why we do the things that we do. And this is Black History Month, and to me, I feel like, it's the shortest month of the year. But Black history isn't just really based on 1 month. I know people that know me know I continuously talk about it. And when I say Black History Month, it's not always saying, because when you talk about yourself and uplifting your people, that does not mean that you dislike anybody else at all. Because like I said, I was in the military. I had friends from everywhere. But it's just like, you understand, based on the climate that we live in, like, look, we got to do better. And I don't expect anybody else to help my culture do what they need to do, but understand we have gotten help by other people to go where to move to a direction to further ourselves. But when you really look at what's happening now, like, what the hell what are we doing? It seems like the only time we push or make actions are just through a tweet. That's all we do. Tweeting, fucking get mad about Gucci. To be honest with you, who gives a fuck about the Gucci situation? If you gonna buy it, you gonna buy it. But again, like I hear people say, don't get mad at Gucci, don't get mad at Prada, don't get mad at Montclair, because the bottom line is, don't put your money on it. If you really feel like you dislike what they did, what's the sense of, you acknowledge it, you put it out there that this is what happened, and you don't put your money on it. But I damn sure know, and I'm looking, I ain't see too many people talk about it. So I already know, like, it's not going to be that big a deal. Other people will be wearing Gucci again later on. So when it's all said and done, niggas don't give a fuck about it, to be honest with you. And it's sad. But again, it can be sad in one instance, but it's understandable in another. Historically, it's understandable. Why? Like I said, I think we have the battered wife syndrome. I think that's what we, as a people, we have that. We're used to being disrespected. We're used to getting beaten. We're used to being spit on. We just think about it. But that brings me to a show that I watched on Netflix, and I gotta say, Kevin Hart did a good job. I like that show. It was what was it called? The Guide to Black History or something like that on Netflix. It was a great show. I actually sat down, watched it, and I think anybody, no matter what race, no matter what ethnicity you are, that's something great to watch, because again, it did something more than just talk about George Washington Carver with the Peanuts and the St. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and stuff like that. It's a whole bunch of things. I even watched the Who Killed Sam Cooke. and I watched another episode, Who Killed Bob Marley. And what you come to find out is like, yo, just check out those things on Netflix. Surprisingly, Netflix got a lot of great documentaries for those who actually even give a fuck about those documentaries. But it's something like education to actually look at and just be like, damn, I ain't even realized that. But you know, that I realized musicians in this country, especially back in the day, they stood for a lot. Well, they were definitely activists, and then even knowing everything, because to be honest, I didn't listen to Bob Marley like that, but he had some great ideas, and basically he was killed over just some of the things that he actually, his views and everything, and what he planned on doing and everything like that. So, you know, I would just say to a certain point, you know, it's Black history, and if you only gonna do it if you're only gonna look at pay attention to your history only 1 month out of the year, definitely go do it. Read some books, look at some documentaries, let your children, because at the end of the day, this ain't really for us, it's for our kids. It's for understanding, like, okay, if something happens, why does it happen? Why would Gucci do? This is why. Why do we still support? Well, I can tell you the mental or the reasons to why we view things the way, but it has been something that has been passed down from generation to generation from generation. Like I said, one of the deepest things to me was one day I realized, I was like, wait, our last names are based on ownership? And we still carry it. Wow. Now that's some deep shit. Just think about that. If you can leave with one thing, just think about it. Your last name is the name of the plantation that you were, and your family and your great parents were actually working on. And that goes on to religion as well. But that's another subject. I know people are sensitive about their religion, but I always say all you got to do is read. So I'm not really saying anything that complex, but it's just what it is. It's like it's there. All right, now let's get into the real shit now.
Hello.
Goddamn Jussie. And I ain't talking about Jesse Jackson. Y'all already know who we about to talk about. Jussie Smollett. Goddamn. I told you I think we talked about that even on another whole episode. I knew the minute he said he jumped by two, first it came out, two white dudes, right? And then they said MAGA, the Magna hat. And then I saw how he got beat up. I'm like, really? You two motherfuckers beat you up and that's the way you look? So I already knew something was fishy about that. Then they say he walked to the hotel with the noose still tied around his neck. Now, I ain't never get beat I ain't really never get beat the fuck up like that. Or ever got beat the fuck up? No, not really. So, I know if you got a noose around your neck, the first natural thing that something ain't supposed to be around you gonna take the shit right off. He said, I kept it around my neck because I didn't want to tamper with evidence. So even that didn't make sense, right? So I already knew something was up. Then he didn't want to give his phone away, right? Now, I can understand the phone thing. Like I said, they probably got a picture of him doing a hucklebuck or somebody got him in a hucklebuck. But, yeah, I seen this clip. I got to show y'all this. Check this out, yeah.
Empire. So I turned around and I said, did you just say to me? And I see the attacker masked. And he said, this MAGA country punches me right in the face. So I punched his ass back. And then we started tussling. You know, it was very icy. And we ended up tussling by the stage.
And above all, I fought the fuck back.
If he stirs. Fucking right!
I'm the gay Tupac.
Boy, you don't get
Because any sissy that's out in Chicago at 2 a.m. in the morning is trying to suck dick and not trying to get a motherfucking sandwich.
Now, I like what the last dude said. Wasn't that the dude from My Wife and My Kids or some shit like that years ago? Something went viral with him, but I like what he said because that's the way I really feel. Like he was up to something, but at the end of the day, like let's look how deep that is, y'all. You like. I think the only thing that would be baffling about this situation would be just the fact that why? And remember, let's not forget he is an actor. So have the Good Morning America thing was great. That interview that he did with Good Morning America, that was great. I was like, he sounded real convincing, using curse words and everything. He was like, yo. And like I said in the clip you seen, he was like, I'm the gay Tupac. Of course I fought back and all this other stuff. Yo. It's just not a good look, just in a whole bunch of different ways, right? So, he's a black man. He's gay at that. He's a movie star, so therefore it's going to be public. But it's almost like what Jussie Smollett did was something that white folks have done throughout the history of this country when it comes to black folks. So, am I justified? Hell no. But it just don't look right, yo. It's like, yo, did you really just try to create a situation and make it racial, then come out the fact that it wasn't even racial? So even in the climate that we're living in now, you know how stupid you really made yourself look? Like, you know how they say sometimes you see certain people and you be like, damn, this nigga done set black folks back years. Yo, he done messed everybody up. Excuse me. Only thing I can say for this dude is like, what the fuck was you thinking, yo? Seriously, like, what in the hell was you thinking? It's like, I don't know, like, and you know his family is popular, so I wonder if they gonna ride with him all the way to the end, no matter how stupid he look, or they just gonna be like, yo, he was on drugs or something. That's why he did it. It gotta be something. And then if you seen them big diesel motherfuckers, if they beat his ass, he would have got fucked up. But then I'm like, they hit them dudes with those charges, saying like, look, if you don't keep it real with us, you going, what is it? They told him that it was like this. It'll be a hate crime, man. It was like, all right, hold up. Nah, he paid us, and I believe that. Because at the end of the day, the story was fugazi as hell. Anybody that read that shit or seen that shit knew that something was up with that. Even I was watching, even looking at social media, and people was like, that sound fugazi. I'm going to wait before I start talking about it. I'm going to wait before I say anything. You know what I'm saying? To see if anything come out. Jussie. When I saw that clip, when I saw that it was official that he was a fugazi person, that shit just made me. Who knows, man? I just hope. I don't even know what I hope on that one, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't even know how you can come out from that. I really don't. To me, I just feel like with him, that was a wrong move. Maybe he must have found out he was about to be killed off on Empire or something. I don't know. And just a couple of quick things anyway, after the Jussie Smollett thing. At the end of the day, we all know what that is, so that's a wrap anyway. And, Cappin got that settlement. I don't know how I feel about that, but look, he got his money. We was played on that situation anyway. Tekashi may be getting out, but like I said, I don't care what nobody say about that boy. And whether or not he snitched, did this, or did that. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. Nigga tell me I'm going down forever. I'm snitching. I don't even think you even got to do it. Motherfucker tell you this. Alright, Clip. Either you tell and you can go home. Or if you don't tell, you're gonna be locked up forever. Now, I ain't no punk. I think I can fight, you know what I'm saying? But you telling me I'm gonna spend the rest of my life in jail, right? I'm gonna be locked up with a nigga who dick big, probably like this. And that nigga gonna probably be like, look at this nigga right here. I'm gonna take that ass from you. I'm like, I'm gonna try to kill this nigga. So now, I gotta kill this nigga, right? But again, I'm here. But let's just be honest. He probably got a group of niggas that's probably in that booty play, right? I gotta be either a dirty nigga, don't wash my ass, never go in the shower, be the most diseased motherfucker in jail. Or I'm sneaking to go take a shower. 6 niggas coming there. Somebody gonna knock me the fuck out. I'm gonna fight, but somebody gonna knock me the fuck out. And next thing you know, goddamn, somebody took my ass. That's the shit I gotta think about. Really, it fucking lock the fuck up. So I'm like, snitch on niggas that don't really give a fuck about me, or get locked up and probably be somebody's bitch. Well, I ain't gonna be nobody bitch. I'll probably kill myself before I be somebody's bitch. But
no,
I'm telling you, I don't do no motherfucking crime with me. But I always learned in life, if you're gonna do a crime, do that shit by yourself, yo. That's the only way you don't get caught. When you start fucking doing crimes with people, that's how your ass gonna get caught out there. And then you call a snitch. I realize the law is like this: whoever tell first. A lot of people that say I didn't tell or I didn't snitch, nigga, was nobody for you to snitch on. So stop lying. All these fake ass people in the street like, I ain't say nothing. No, nigga, it was majority of you. You ain't had no leeway not to fucking do this or not to do that. Or you wasn't hit with that type of time that they was trying to hit this motherfucker with. So it's almost like, yo, we have this policy, no snitching rule or this or that. I just got a policy. Don't do shit that put yourself in that predicament. But if you do, just understand. I think they always said this. It ain't no rules to this shit. And I think the more that people peep that, ain't no rules to this shit, the more you gonna realize, maybe I should shut the fuck up. Cause look, we live in a society where they record everything. Motherfuckers love, you talking about snitching. Niggas snitch on themselves every day on social media. They telling on everything. They recording themselves. So what y'all talking about? No snitching rule. Motherfucker, y'all snitching on each other 24/7. Y'all got cell phones. You ain't snitch, but you don't record it somebody. So stop the bullshit. Tekashi be back home. I don't know what the fuck they gonna probably do to the nigga, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I know everybody been talking about some Melly dude. To be honest, I seen it, but that just goes back. Do I really want to talk about that? Not really. At the end of the day, a dumb nigga killed his boys, which he a rapper. But isn't that the main fucking problem? he basically snitched on himself by talking about things in a song. He did the things, or they're saying he did the things. I'm like, but again, it's just more niggas killing themselves, which that's what's new. So again, tell me some new shit. I want to know about some new shit. So that's why today I wanted to talk about a topic that I thought about, and I was like, yo, this should be funny, because you'll see the circle, how it perfectly makes sense. And guess what the main topic is going to be about tonight? Sex dolls.
Hello?
And you may ask yourself, why the fuck is Cliff talking about a sex doll? Well, it was always something that fascinated me on the basis, let me not say always something that fascinated me. It was just like, it was something that comes across your feed in social media, and I was looking at something, and I was like, God damn, who the fuck? And I looked, it said sex doll. I was like, damn. I remember back in the days, it was a blow-up doll, with the motherfucking blow-up doll, the thing had his mouth just open like. So I was like, yo, them shit's funny. Yo, it's 2019. They done took it to a whole nother level. And I'm like, I saw one, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? But you know the funny thing about it though, I would say that, like, it's far-fetched though. I think the thing is, what intrigued me was like the idea of it. Sex dolls, right? And when you think about it, look at some of the stuff that they got. Some look like they got bodies that's crazy. Like, you just be like, yo, would I? And to be honest, some of them I seen, I was like, some of y'all, I know, I don't give a damn. If you walked in your house, I'm talking about dudes. If you walked in your house and you seen the sex doll I'm about to show y'all, some of y'all be like, looking around, like, who put this shit in here? Because for one, you're going to look at it, then you're going to be like, how the fuck did it get in there? Then you're going to look around your house, be like, yo, who put this shit up in my house? Then you're going to realize why it's in your house. I'm like, yo, somebody did a joke on me, but fuck it. It is what it is, right? Then you're going to be sitting there and be like, oh shit, that ass is fat. Next thing you know, you're looking around. Next thing you know, I see the light start dimming. But again, don't think that's so far-fetched. Like, yo, I think that's a legit business. I'm thinking myself, I should buy a whole bunch of sex dolls, right? Rent out a bunch of rooms and run a prostitution ring with sex dolls, yo. Could I get arrested? No, I can't get arrested. They're not human, so I'm really not prostituting. But think about it. Isn't that a lucrative business? And the only thing I got to do is just clean the sex dolls up. I'm just saying. I mean, you got to think. One thing in this world that has never not made money: alcohol and sex. And you could say drugs too. Always makes money. But now, let me show you this picture. Now, I know when I seen that, only thing I wanted to do was I'm crazy. My bad. I'm crazy. But look, there are people that actually have relationships. And the funny thing, I was like looking at clips, and I'm like, yo, is it like, I just wanted to know, like, I wanted to find out were there people who actually got into stuff like that. And I actually found a clip of this.
It's all well and good if you're creeped out by dolls, but, you know, I have to live with a person who is creeped out by them. So, a bit of sometimes clashes occur. As a result, Shi-chan spends like 99.9% of her time in my room. Yo. All right. Woohoo, we have the place to ourselves. This is probably a good gauge of when I'm happy. Being really alone, but with her, you know, is a good sense of happiness. A good, solid, happy time would be like when I'd be in bed with her, not actually having sex, but just like lying next to her and appreciating her, especially like in the really early daylight, just being able to see her, you know, looking at me, regarding me, that sort of thing, and me doing the same back. It's the difference between being alone and lonely. Being alone is one thing. I don't mind being as alone at all. However, I cannot stand being lonely, and it's just, that's something that more people, I would hope, would understand. That's why idolaters have their dolls.
What?
All right, now, for one, yeah, he looks like a candidate of somebody that probably would do that. And truth be told, it don't look like nobody would really fuck with him. But at this point, everybody needs somebody. But now, what I actually think sometimes, it's like, do you think he's sick? Do you think something wrong with him? Or whatever. But you see, look, and if you really look, he actually he taking care of that sex doll better than some niggas taking care of a woman right now. But now, the part where I was gonna go with it was this. Is it so far-fetched? Right? Some people say, yo, the motherfucker ain't alive. That's weird. But let's think about some of the fucking shit you see going on right now. I'm not knocking nobody, but I've seen women, fake hair, fake lips, fake nose, fake ass, fake tits, fake eyes. So, I mean, is it so far-fetched? I mean, let's be honest. The difference is that the sex doll just don't talk. And that's it. But the maintenance to keep it up still is cheaper than with a woman that you're dealing with. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to go get a sex doll, but the reality is to look at it, is it so fucking different, you know? Is it really, really different? And I'm not really comparing a woman to a sex doll. To take the comedy out of it. But this is the generation that we're actually moving into. There are a lot of people who have different type of phobias or different type of likes. I mean, shit, sometimes I was like, look at all the sex crimes that we're having nowadays. It's so fucking rampant that I'm like, shit, dog, if you're a pedophile, instead of trying to rape a little kid, get this sick motherfucker a fake kid doll. Maybe that satisfies his fantasy. I know the idea of it sounds fucking crazy, but if that would help calm this sicko the fuck down, hey, let that be. Because we still don't understand the psychology that goes into the mind of a person who may do something like that. And I'm talking about both, whether or not somebody that's involved with a sex doll, somebody that's a pedophile. I feel like anything like that, I think is mental. But also, what I was actually thinking about was like to a certain point, like I said, even with the like what we're getting used to. I've seen some plastic surgery. I was watching a show called Botch Surgery or something like that. And the lady looked like she was a damn doll already, but everything on her was fake. Everything. She had a boyfriend and everything. Mine seemed like it was already off because she constantly kept doing fucking surgery. And I realized while I'm looking at the couple, like the dude seemed like he was straight, but she was like, yes, I'm addicted to plastic surgery. And I'm looking at it, I was like, yo, she really looked fake as fuck. And I'm like, yeah. So maybe the dude that's in the sex dolls, that's almost like what the dude is fucking with when you involved with a woman that's looking that fake. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody do things that help themselves out. We all have situations. We all have our insecurities. But this just goes back to say, like, look, what is fucking far-fetched now? What is far-fetched? It's almost like I'm bald right now, right? Would I pay some money to get a full hair? Even though it'd be fake. Nah, I'm good with it. I'm used to it. Maybe when I first lost my hair, I probably would have paid to keep my hair, something like that. Nah. You know what it is? I think sometimes we have to just be honest with who we are and what we are and what are the things that we like. But I just wanted to talk about that because I was like, I've seen too many of them, and some of them shits, I was like, I seen one that was like $4,000. I'm like, you got $4,000, and he's like, yo, but that's a companion. You seen the way he was like really rocking with that chick. He was putting her socks on, talking about her name, like, yo, I don't feel lonely when I'm with her. I'm like, yo, this is real. Like, to be honest with you, this is real shit that's going on. But at the same time, we look at him like he crazy, but look at all the shit that we deal with. Like, and I'm not just gonna put this on that women are fake shit. Nowadays, you got men putting fake calves, putting abs in their stomach or whatever the fuck. I just think we God knows, who knows, 50 years from now, everybody gonna have some kind of modification to themselves. Look, I was watching, and it's going back to Black History Month or something black, but I was watching something today. I think one of them chicks that used to be on Atlanta Housewives, the white lady, Tardy to the Party, whatever. I think she had a song like that. And one of the people that was talking to her said, I see your daughter, when she got 20, she wanted to do her lips. And then the interviewer then said, well, you know, you did your lips before, your other daughter did her lips, so of course this one was going to do her lips. He was like, but you know the crazy thing? While I was growing up and I had my lips, people used to always make fun of them. But it's like, now it's the end thing to do. He was like, you know, why do you want to do it? She was like, I just like them. I just like them. And that just made me just think, yo. The plight of the black person in America, boy. Everybody want to be us, but don't want to be us. And we gotta love ourselves, yo, because it seems like everybody likes parts of us, but not everybody loves us. But at the end of the day, don't love yourself. And it's Black History Month, and again, I'm gonna always say that. Love yourself. Appreciate the greatness in you. Appreciate the love in you. Appreciate your filters. I mean, not your filters. Appreciate your features. And understand, ain't shit wrong with you. You know, we all have things that we can want to be better. You know, a girl with a flatty. I mean, one little puff back there. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If you can afford it, do what it is that makes you happy. You know what I'm saying? But never do things because you think what you have or your color, this or your skin tone is just something that's like, don't ever insult your race about who you are. And I would say, you know, I think the bottom line is when I actually picked up the article with the sex dolls and what I started to read, that was something that was one of the things that were in common is the fact that we all need something. We all need somebody. We all need companionships. Then when you look at the verse side, then you look at the person who's almost like the sex doll, looks like a doll, and it's just so far-fetched for us to deal with it, right? Then you start to realize it's like, as a culture and as a people, none of us are satisfied about who we are, what we want. And it's all about having self-pride. Understanding what you have, understanding what it is that you are. I guess the best way to say it is just understanding who you are, looking at yourself the right way, and appreciate all the things that you actually do have. I could be taller. I could be shorter. I'm where I'm at. I could be fat. I could be slim. I could be this. I could be that. I could be the most whatever. I am who I am. I just think at the end of the day, just enjoy yourself, man. Live your life. Life is, and when I say life is short, life is literally short. Enjoy it and appreciate everything that you have. If you can wake up every morning, walk to your car, walk to the train station, walk to the bus, walk to the store, you got your limbs. That's a blessing. If you're able to go to a job, that's a blessing. Just in general, just appreciate anything that you have, because guess what? There's a whole bunch of other people that don't have nothing, anything at all. And like I say, a lot of times, you know, I'm even blessed that I can actually have a room in my home that I can actually do a show from. That's a blessing. Shit, let's be honest, this room could be somebody's apartment. So when it's all said and done, again, I thank you guys for tuning into this show. And I hope I entertained you. And again, thank you again for tuning in to Shoot the Shit. Or no, let me be careful. Shoot the Ish. And you know what I realize every time I do the show? I never even say who I am. Thank you. My name is Cliff, by the way. And again, I appreciate you again for watching Shoot the Ish. Tune in to next week where I'm going to talk about science. All right.